We're gonna be calling Shannon High.
Downey, this is your team. Please get the Cherry Queen. We miss you, Downey. Please.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Shan Show. Hope you guys are all having a good weekend. I'm very excited for this episode with my friend Alex Saber. Have him on the show. Alex, how you doing?
Doing well, man. How about you?
It's going all right. I'm really happy to have you on. I think this will be a good episode, catching up with you. Sounds like you've been up to a lot, it seems like. So, can't wait to talk about it. And let's start in Okinawa because that's where we met. I wouldn't say we weren't like best friends or anything, but I mean, like we had a lot of classes together and always saw you around. How did you get to Okinawa and how long were you there?
So I moved there in 2010. I lived there for 8 years. It was like
Yeah.
believe it or not, it was my first and last military base that I ever lived on.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I lived in Bay Area, California, and then like my dad said like, "Hey, we're moving," and I said, "Screw it, let's take the entire family." And the rest there is history.
Yeah. How'd you like it in Oki?
I absolutely loved it, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think like looking back now, that's where most of like I developed as a person, and
Yeah.
without the people I met, like the experiences I had there, like I don't think I'd be standing where I am today, you know?
For sure, I feel you know the word. I feel the same. Definitely. It's you were there for longer than I was, but I think just going there around the time when you were in high school, and I don't know, it's a very important time in your life, and it's a very unique place to live. So it's a very cool experience. What are you doing now? Just for everyone who might not know.
So I currently go to the Naval Academy
Yeah.
and in Annapolis, Maryland, and it's been a crazy ride this past 6 months.
I bet, yeah. How's it going? Is this everything you wanted to do? Like, how's it? I mean, I know Corona has been a little crazy, but
Yeah, it's even if like it might be the most ideal situation with like this COVID thing. It's like there's a lot of things like in the normal year that you get to do, but this year we can't. But you just have to embrace the. They have a phrase in the Naval Academy called "embrace the suck," where you just have to
Yeah.
power through it, and like you just have to like stay optimistic. Like there's like the culture there, like they call us midshipmen, the
Mhm.
students. It's easy to be like cynical. It's very easy, but you just have to be positive and see that light at the end.
Yeah, for sure. What's it like going there? Like, were you at the Naval Academy, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So so basically at any service academy, like it sucks being a freshman.
Yeah,
Like yeah, they were called plebes, like literally the lowest class.
really.
And so we're subject to things that the upper class don't have to do. So we have to like chop in the middle of the hall, like in our dormitory called Bancroft Hall. We have to chop, which means we have to like jog at a light pace in the middle of the hallway. And if we want to like turn, we have to like pivot like those drill.
Hmm.
And we also have, if you're not on a varsity sport, we also have morning workouts. We have to wake up at 05:30, and then those go on like 45 minutes to an hour, and then we have 20 minutes to shower, and then these thing called chow calls,
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
every 5 minutes for 20 minutes we have to like yell the menu, like, and all these
What?
other. We have to like. So, sir, you now have 20 minutes till morning quarters formation. Formation goes inside common
Mhm.
area at 07:15. Uniform for morning quarters formation is so on and so forth. And then
Yeah.
and then you have to memorize the menu, and like you have to yell it very fast, and you have to like yell it in unison. And then from there you go to your classes, and after that it's mandatory sports period, and then study period in the late evening. So your day is very very busy, very packed, but
Yeah. So,
it's crazy.
sorry. So I'm guessing, is this everything you wanted to do? I would feel like for anyone else that would be a very overwhelming schedule. But I mean, with all the JROTC that I saw you participating in, is this exactly what you wanted to do? Is it just,
Um, yeah, this is what I wanted to
yeah,
do. Like I chose
that's awesome.
things and like I don't know, I just wanted to come here and just worked at it during high school and stuff. I made it here. And
Yeah, it's very cool that you got there. I know it's not the easiest thing, and I have a lot of respect for you doing that. I want to talk about now time we were both at Kubi. You were, I don't know, you were the JROTC guy. Like you were kind of like the face of it, and you turned all the. I'm sorry, no, this is just from my perspective. Maybe someone else
Yeah.
disagrees, but I mean, you kind of. I don't want to say you made it like cool in a way. Like I remember at the pep rallies, like the drill team, whenever you guys were out there on the gym floor, and everyone's like going crazy because it was actually that good. And it was really cool to see how much passion you had for it, and then it all turning into something on the other end. Can you explain like when did you get started and why did you care so much about it?
Um, like JROTC, right? Or
Yeah, JROTC, yeah. And we can get
s-
into drill or whatever.
so like like it was eighth grade, and then like picking out classes.
Yeah.
It was like I went to Lesser. My science teacher at the time, she said like I thought I only the only reason I picked JROTC on my schedule is because I thought it was the only way to do Cyber Patriot. Because I did Cyber Patriot in eighth grade at
Yeah.
Leicester, and turns out like you
That
didn't
was a
need to.
mistake. Oh,
Yeah, I didn't even do Cyber Patriot freshman year.
that's funny.
Yeah, but I joined, and like I don't know, I guess this the sense of like structure. Even though it's not the military at all. It's like I like the sense of camaraderie it developed, and the sense like
Yeah.
these things like you develop within yourself, like leadership and discipline and all that. I like that. I like that bond too.
Hmm.
Like those guys, even making a like I made a birthday video for one of my best friends there, and I hit up some cadets like who I
Yeah.
haven't talked to 2 3 years, and it's like dang, like it's like yesterday, you know.
Yeah, it still means something to them too that they're, able to do that for you. And I mean, you guys always seemed really close, and it was just a really cool thing to see you guys be a part of at Kubi. It was never really my thing, but I mean, everyone's into different things, obviously, and the commitment was very cool as well. So it was in the middle of your junior year, correct, that you had to move to Guam from Kubasaki, right?
The very beginning, so like right after
The
40s,
beginning.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
beginning of October, like after that
Oh,
typhoon hit,
really?
yeah.
I didn't remember it being that soon because I remember you were in Miss Lumberg's class with us for a short amount of time, right?
Yeah,
Or
and
not? Yeah, you were.
so for so I only went to Kubi for 3 weeks. Like I would have gone 4 weeks, but then Far East seminar
Yeah.
happened, and then I moved to
Yeah. So, what was that move like for you? Because I know how much you cared about Kubi. So having to go to Guam, what was the transition as a whole?
so like it was hard to let go because like it was another move thing, and like to be I didn't want to move and all, but I was only like sad about it. I was sad about it, but then I knew that if I kept being sad about it, like I wouldn't be going anywhere
Yeah.
like in Guam. So like I just kept my head up and did what I could in Guam. Like it was a culture shock for me because like even though um even though it's where my parents were born and raised, like not born, it was they grew up there, right? And
Yeah.
like this is an entirely new culture for me. Like it's everything's really chill, everything's very relaxed, and
Yeah.
I think at the time that's what I needed because like you might say like I was like Gerati, but whatever, but I think like back then I think I was like a rash person, like very trained on, and the lack of a better word, Guam gave me a huge ass chill pill.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. In a way, I'm sure. I mean, I remember whenever I left Kubi for my senior year, I felt a lot of the same things. I obviously missed it a lot. So what's the difference? It's a different island. So you go from one island to another. I've never talked to someone on my show before who had even lived in Guam, I believe. What's it like there and how's it different from Oki?
Well, Guam's about the size from Naha to Nago, so like
Oh, wow.
it takes an hour and 30 to get around the island. It's like less than 200,000 people, and it's like very chill vibes, and the
Hmm.
people here like life is like slow, and like it's like hot all year round, and like you just instantly fall in love with it. Yeah, so that's Guam basically, and like a quarter of the island is military base, like Air
Yeah.
Force, and they just built the new Marine Corps base, Camp Laws, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. That sounds like a nice place. to be. And I want to talk, let's go back into JRTC just a little bit more. I know you had this commitment. I don't remember it specifically, so forgive me if I get something wrong, but it was the whole honor school thing that was a very big deal to you for a long time. What is it? And then how did it end up turning out for you? Please, I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like uneducated.
No, it's like if I explain so honor
Yeah.
school is this so Kubasaki so there's in the MCJRTC the whole thing across the states there's four regions and Kubasaki's in region 4 which goes like Hawaii and West Coast schools and in order to be like distinguished as an honor school unit your school has to be in like the top 10-20% of that region and for like if you're and at like sophomore year I wanted to go to the Service Academy but one of the requirements for a Service Academy is that you need to get a nomination so be it from your congressman or whoever but being in JRTC like you could like at the time I thought the only way you could get a JRTC nomination was if you could be honor school for like the Service Academies but like here's the part about like me being rash and like like had I just done my research like I would have found out like you don't need to be an honor school to like get a nomination from your JRTC teacher like being honor school it would have been like cool and all but like so like it only allows you to be nominated to go to a different branch so like a Marine like a Navy JRTC if they're an honor school they can nominate their kids to go to the Army Service Academy or Air Force.
Oh, okay.
But if it's not an honor school, then it's only Navy to Navy. Like being an honor school means like you do it like your school, like, your JROTC program does a lot of like community service. The seniors have a lot of scholarships and all these other factors that play into it.
So doing community service and other things can get you into that top 10 to 20%. You said.
Yeah, like if everyone does, like you have to keep. Like it was a lot to keep track in, and like the part where I learned is that don't rush into like things head first. Like like work like sophomore year was a big trip for me, dude. Like looking back in retrospect, like I was so focused into this one thing, like it started like really took a toll on my mental health because like. I don't know, like I wasn't like it was an experience. Like I learned a lot of things. Like it's okay to like you don't have to work by yourself. Like you can be vulnerable with your friends and all that. And that's the part where Wong gave me that chill pill to realize that.
Yeah, that's good. And even though it didn't turn out the way I'm assuming you were expecting it to, that hard work into something I think still means something in the long run, that you were able to have that dedication for something for a long amount of time. I think that says a lot about you and your determination as well.
Like,
also, yeah, go ahead, please.
So like senior year, like I was here and then I saw on Facebook the Hawaii Marine Corps JROTC, they posted the top 10 schools who got honor school, and number 7 was Kubasaki.
Oh, really?
In our senior year, so like I texted my friends like, "Yo, good job," and then it was work. That's pretty cool of them, so that they
end up getting it.
Yeah,
that
they
is
ended
awesome.
up getting it. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you still keep in touch with everyone who's in Oki still alive? I mean, I know we're older now, and there's not as many people as I'm assuming still there, but do you still keep in contact with a lot of them and your teachers?
So like somewhat I try to text them here and there, and it's one of the things I wish I did more of, like back in Kubi, like talk to people more, like make those memories, because like I was like looking at my pictures like back in freshman sophomore year, like dang, I don't have that many pictures, so it's like but it is what it
happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you always seem to be like a really busy guy too. I mean, I remember talking to Kenneth about that sometimes. Like, man, Alex always has somewhere to be, man. And you're always talking about the one other thing, please, the Field of Five thing. You were so determined about that, so dedicated. Can you explain how did that start? And like, it just turned into something so big for you. And I'm like, yeah, I want to get a good score in the exam too, but I don't know. Like, you were taking a totally different level.
Oh my gosh. So Field of Five is this catchphrase by Mr. Milanovic. He's a really good math teacher there, and
Yeah, I had him
it
as well.
yeah, it's his catchphrase. And I saw in the yearbook at the end of freshman year, it's like, you know what, like hell hell yeah, like that's the mindset to go, and then
Hmm.
like just be go all out with especially everything, like even if it's not AP class, just feel the five means, just give it your all and what you got, because it's better than not doing your all and knowing that
Another
the
good
next day.
teacher that you had that we actually shared together was Mr. Koya.
Yeah.
And this is one of the best classes, if not the best I was ever a part of. It was our sophomore year. We had him for, I don't know, honors literature or whatever it was called. And kind of turned it into Coia Club. I'm not sure who named it that. Might have been you. But do you have a favorite memory from that class? It seemed like every day there was something new going on.
Uh, like I have a ton of memories from that class.
Yeah.
Like there's the Tale of Two Cities at the wall, like with the wall we painted,
Hmm.
the six Mr. Wooden, the like it's like you look at that class, you find new memories. Like just yesterday, I remembered when Mr. Koya, like he was talking about how Shanti's paper is like the only one in the world with the unique combination of words, and then he ripped it up and threw it into a ball.
He would do a lot of things that you just were not expecting. He was a good teacher, but he also was able to keep your attention by almost being an entertainer in some ways. I'm not sure if he would call himself an entertainer. He most definitely would not. But he would, I don't know, it was just something about him, no matter how difficult the class would be, no matter how annoyed I would get at him for certain things in terms of like how he graded certain things.
Oh, definitely.
Uh, oh my gosh, I never forget. I thought I marked up my text beautifully. Like my book was just covered in writing, all in the margins with pen, highlighted. And he gave me a 50 on it. He's like, you're gonna need a little bit more. And I was like, there's no more space. And I learned there is more space. You gotta write smaller. You gotta get more in there. It's just one of those things where if that class prepared me for college more than any other class I took. And it wasn't even necessarily about the material. It was about how he taught us and the structure of it. It was very different from any other class I took. Not sure about you, but a lot of good memories. I remember as well whenever he didn't realize that Devin and Elizabeth had broken up, and
Oh my
he
god.
yeah,
Oh my.
he referenced the two of them being together or something, and it was just got super awkward. We're like, Mr. Koya, not together anymore. And it was just, I don't know. It was one of those things where like you're cringing inside, but I don't know, really funny looking back on.
It's like he was funny, but like on the academic discipline, like it's a very few teachers like at Kubasaki or even anywhere for that matter, you know. Like
Yeah.
he really did us good.
He had me to a point where I just was trying so hard on those essays. Like everything had to be perfect, I felt like, even though I didn't need to be perfect, like it was just that standard that he had that I didn't want to disappoint him. I didn't want him to read something that was crap in his eyes. Like I wanted it to all be quality work that I turned in.
Like
And I don't know, you don't I didn't always feel that way about other classes. So
yeah,
good thing from him.
he was a good teacher. He is a good teacher.
He is still, yes. If you're watching the show, I need to get him on the show. Now, I'm not sure if that's possible, but we'll try.
Well,
Alex,
actually,
something. It would be pretty cool. Well, maybe I can get a Koya Club reunion episode. I think. Let me know. Anyone out there is in Koya Club. If you want to get it done, we can get it done. So something else I see a lot on your story is you play a lot of the guitar, which I
uh,
mean, when did you start playing? And you're very talented.
thank you.
Yes.
Uh, so I started playing in fourth grade. Like
Hmm.
I took lessons for actually like 8 years, but the thing was
Yeah.
like the first two is like that's when I really was into it, like the lessons helped. But then like I guess the beginning was like years 3 through 7, I think. Like that's when I like had I just lost like interest in it. The only time I
Really.
played guitar was during that weekly guitar lesson, and like I just didn't care for it at all. But then I think like beginning of 8th grade, I saw this style of music called fingerstyle guitar, where you play the bass, percussion, and melody all into one. And like I said, well, that's really cool. And like
Hmm.
I just like grinded it out. Like I learned how to play that style. I think it was I'm Yours, like by Sungha, this Korean guitar player, like Sungha Jung. And
Yeah.
like he and this other guy named Andrew Foy, he's what inspired me to like play fingerstyle and like learn how everything works. And yeah, like after that 8th year of taking guitar lessons, I stopped and just taught everything. Like go on YouTube, look at the notes for it and how to play it, and listen to the song, and then just practice. And so look, it sounds good.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that new style kind of brought you back into playing guitar. That's pretty neat. Do you still play a lot now?
Yeah, I still play. Like
Yeah.
I bought a guitar for my room back at USNA.
Nice.
So, thanks, man.
Also, I want to talk to you now, cross country. I know you were part of that, and then it seemed like you got back into that in Guam. It seemed, Alex, you were doing so much all the time, man. I can't believe it. I mean, you were, well, let's start with cross country. What year did you start?
So I started cross country back in freshman year because
Yeah.
in 7th, 8th grade, like my dad said, hey, let's do the Camp Lester color run, and I didn't think I was gonna finish it, but I actually I did, and I even surpassed, I even passed my dad. He told me keep going, yeah, keep going, and then I actually that was my first 5K, and from then on I knew dang, I love running, so I just did freshman year, sophomore year there, and then junior year I didn't do it because the whole move situation, and by the time I got to Guam they were already done. But then senior year I did cross country with the running.
Yeah, that sounds good. And it's really neat. So you still do, I'm assuming you run a lot at the academy. That's a stupid question.
Oh yeah.
But I was
Yeah,
really about to ask that. That's cool. You were in Kubasaki Student Council, I believe, also, right?
Yeah, I was a freshman and sophomore class president.
Yes. Okay. And then did you not run junior year because you knew you were leaving?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Because I remember, obviously I ran, but I was anticipating you also running. I don't think you were moving at the time, and it was a real shame because I didn't run against anyone. Spoiler, guys. Sorry, I didn't run against anyone. I did all that for nothing. But what was that experience like for you freshman year? Because I remember you giving a good speech. I was in the auditorium. I was watching you, and you got my vote, Alex. There you go. What was it like freshman year?
Thanks, man. It was it was just freshman mindset at the time. It was I just dang, I don't think I'm gonna to do this because there's the Lester kids that I knew at the time, and the Kadena Ryuku kids I didn't know. It's just that I didn't know if I was gonna be able to convince them, but then it worked surprisingly. And I don't know, it's just being president, even if sophomore year wasn't my best year, it was just you guys actually my my friends you guys allowed me to become the person I am today because you guys pushed me to keep pushing myself even when you guys pushed me to keep pushing myself even when I stopped doing that for me. You guys helped me to be where I am today. It's I just owe it to myself to help you guys out, whatever that may be.
Yeah, you were really selfless in that position. I mean, you're always reaching out to us, asking for suggestions, really working hard at that with so many other things going on. So I think that meant a lot to everyone to see that dedication for the class. So that's a really cool thing for you to be a part of. Do you have any other memories from Kubi that stand out to you? Ben, I mean, you still hold a lot of value in with your friends there.
I think what was it? There was Lundberg. There was that time I went to school with you guys in winter break, and then we took a quiz in Miss Lundberg's class. Chemistry with Miss Calvin. That class was really fun. The whole people in there.
Yeah, I remember you showed up again. I think it was over winter break, and we're like, Alex is back. What's going on, man? It was just out of nowhere. I'm not sure if you told anyone else you were coming back, but it was completely caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? Okay, welcome back.
Yeah,
Whatever.
In my junior year, I want to go visit you guys or just visit Oki for winter break, and it worked out. I was able to go to school, go to school even.
Yeah. Did you have you been back to Oki since then?
Nah, I haven't been able to go since that winter break, and with this whole COVID situation, that seems like they just shut like Japan just shut down their borders until
Mm.
Jan 31st. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully in like these next 4 years or whenever, like I'll be able to see Oki again.
So, yeah, so you would consider going back. I would absolutely love to go back as well. Do you have a
Yeah.
favorite? What was your favorite food in Oki? This is something that I've discussed with a lot of people. And what was, I guess, your favorite restaurant or place to eat?
Oh man.
I know that's tough. There's a lot of good options.
Definitely. I think it's the ramen,
Yeah, for sure.
there is this one uh like it translated somewhat to Kyoto ramen. Like you could
Mhm.
see it. You could see it like in the Aeon, the Raikon Mall and up near Kadena, I think. Like it was like they have ramen that like like sushi down here in Guam, but it's like it's not, it can't compare to the real
It's
thing.
not the same.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I have one of the ramen spots that Garrett and I liked was Linya. It was right outside of Camp Foster. Just so good. I can't even like. I haven't even tried to get ramen since I've been back to the States because I just am not ready for that disappointment, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. And I mean, it amazes me the quality of food you can get from a convenience store like Family Mart or Lawson's versus I
Oh,
go into a 7-Eleven here and it's like all crap. I don't know.
definitely, man.
It's just so different. So whenever you went back to the States to go to school, you left Guam. Was it you hadn't been back to the States for a while then? You hadn't lived there because you were in Oki for 8 years, you said, and then Guam for that year. So was that a tough transition?
Uh, I guess yeah. I've been to the States before, like emergency leave,
Yeah,
breaks, all that. But like being in the East Coast and also being in like in a military like environment with the academy, it was like a whole thing that I had to process down. And like I guess with the people, like they all come from different walks of life. Some are like so like in my company, like the freshman or freshman there. So like there's people who are civilian, like with no military background, like connection
oh,
at all.
yeah.
There's like military brats, Navy, Marine Corps, and there's some prior enlisted, and there's some people who went to NAPS, which is like the preparatory school. Like they go to a year of that, and then they come to the academy. So it's like all different walks of life, and it's just a culture that, yeah,
That's
like
cool. Yeah,
it was like like seeing stateside kids again. It's like it's how like it's a different vibe from like I guess like
absolutely.
Okinawa, like you see the discipline like in like the Kubasaki or even Okinawa in general. But so like yeah, that's the thing you just have to get used to. And yeah.
Yeah, it must be a cool experience just to see everyone come together in that way. If you had to give advice to someone who's going to the Naval Academy, say their first semester next fall, what would you give to them? What would you say?
There's a lot of things. Just advice I'd say is just be a good dude. Like help out
Yeah,
help out your classmates, because like they're gonna be they are your family for the next 4 years
yeah,
and years to come after that. And it's like just be a good person, help everyone, or just yeah, just help out your classmates when they need it, because like you will not be able to go through that place by yourself. Like like
absolutely. Yeah.
I learned over like the plebe summer, like our training there before the school year started, is like you need to work as a team, and like you're only as strong as your weakest link. So everyone needs to
Yeah.
pull through for each other in order to succeed as a whole.
Yeah, and that can apply to a lot of things. So that's very cool indeed. And if you had to give advice to someone who was starting their freshman year at Kubasaki and JROTC, what would you give to them?
Uh, JRTC's not every like. There's so much more to high school than JRTC. I'd say make memories, like take a lot of pictures, because like you're gonna want to look back with stuff that you did, and
Yeah,
like just have fun, because like high school's only 4 years, and just like you learn so much about yourself in those 4 years. Just have fun and feel the five, I guess.
yeah, feel the five guys. You're absolutely right about that in terms of enjoying your time there because I wasn't too excited when I first learned I was moving to Japan, but I mean, some of the best years of my life for sure, and really cherish those memories and cherish your time there because it's a really cool place to be. Sounds like good place to wrap up. Alex, I really enjoy doing this, man. Thanks for coming on the show. This has been the Shannon Show, guys. Alex, thank you again.
Oh, thank you, Shannon.
Stop the recording.